Have you ever tried to dig a deep hole? So deep that you could dig all the way to the other side of the earth? It's pretty hard, and lots of people have tried. Join me in my journey to the ends of the earth. So what's stopping us from digging through the earth? Sadly, it is actually impossible, and you will die if you go too deep because you will run out of oxygen. Though, according to livescience.com, it's been taught through physics classes that if you had a tube drilled from one side of the earth to another through the core of the earth, it would take 42 minutes and 12 seconds to fall from one side of the earth to another. This was calculated by different formulas and assumptions. Actually, the deepest hole ever dug was a mine in Russia and was called the Kola Super Deep Borehole. It took them almost 20 years to dig it. The depth was an outstanding 12 kilometers. That might seem deep to you, but that is only half of the depth of the crust. The miners had to stop mining because the temperature inside the hole was about 500 degrees centigrade or 260 degrees Celsius. But that is nothing compared to the inner core, which I'll talk about later. The Kola Super Deep Borehole still exists and has been there since 1989. So let's see what layers we have to go through if we dig to the other side of the earth. To start off, there are 4 layers: the crust, the mantle, the outer core, and the inner core. First is the crust, which is the outermost layer of the earth, and the layer that you are standing on right now. The crust is what makes the ground and the large mountains that you see all around the earth. Did you know the deepest part of the crust is assumed to be about 1000 degrees Celsius, but no one knows for sure. The next layer is the mantle, which is different from most of the other parts that make up the earth. It is not solid, but it's like a gooey magma rock or like caramel. Yum. This is the hardest to dig through than the rest because it covers about 84% of the Earth's volume, and it is also 3,000 kilometers thick. The temperature is a whopping 3,700 degrees. Then there is the outer core, which is made up of nickel and iron. If you are even up to this area, be careful. This part is responsible for the Earth's magnetic field, and you can't live without it. But you might die before you even get here. It is also thought of to be 5,500 degrees. Great job! You've made it to the inner core, or the halfway mark, the hottest of all the parts, reaching around 6,000 degrees, which is actually hotter than the surface of the sun by 400 degrees. But the sun's core can reach a whopping 27 million degrees Fahrenheit, or 15 million degrees Celsius. The core is like a small burning metal ball that is really dense because all of the other layers of the earth are pushing against it by gravity. Once you've passed the core, it will get really frustrating because gravity will be pulling and tugging on you. So it will be like doing the whole thing again, but with twice the difficulty. This is why it will be impossible to dig through the earth, because who would be able to survive the heat of the core? But hopefully in the future, science and technology might invent a digger that has cooling while digging, so you can dig and tunnel through the layers of the earth no problem. Then, the next time you want to travel, Just jump down in the hole and you'll end up on the other side of the earth. There you go. Now that you know what you're up against when digging through the layers of the earth, will you have a go? Anyway, I have to get back to work and keep digging so I can travel to the USA. See you!